All right, and I think we are now on Twitch and YouTube and LinkedIn. Thanks for joining, everyone. Going to be working on Laterally today. I'm also streaming on TikTok, but the view isn't great, so definitely encourage you to check me out on YouTube or Twitch, where you can see the whole screen and my face. On TikTok, I will keep an eye on the chat, though, so if you have questions, feel free to throw those out. So currently we're looking at the GitHub notifications. Whenever I start basically an open source code session, first thing I do is like check on the status of what I was previously doing, right? So we can see there was a bunch of pull requests that got merged. That's really awesome. These here at the bottom are some old issues that I'm keeping around because I might eventually work on them, but they're not priority for me. Upgrade existing Blitz apps with new template change. This is another thing I could work on. We'll open that quickly. Basically, I think there was an open question around the implementation and the maintainer, Sikora. I think her first name is Alexandra. Suggested an implementation. Looks good to me, but I don't feel like doing it yet. But I'm going to keep that around. Might do that some other time. Caden says, hey, John, how's your weekend going so far? Pretty good, Caden. How about you? Thanks for asking. Got update this deploy render.mdx. I'll show you this one real quick. This is an example of a great but simple change. It's just a documentation update, basically. But I changed the default plan from starter to free. So people who use this open source software, some people didn't realize it was automatically going to enroll them in a plan that had a monthly price. I said, that's not a good default, right? So I said, let's switch it over to free, and Blitz accepted it, and now we're saving money. So basically these purple icons are resolved, and so we can check those. And then the green circles are open issues. But I know ahead of time that I'm not working on any of these today. If I had kind of a blank canvas, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I could pick up one of these. But I already know that today we are going to be working on the Laterally curriculum. Kitten says, doing very well, started learning JavaScript, and shortly after I realized how useful it is to know CSS and HTML first. Yep, you got to learn those first. You can learn HTML and CSS in like enough to go forward. You can learn enough in just a couple days, but you definitely need to know some of it. If you're just totally clueless, it's not going to help you. We often treat these technologies as if they're different, but one of the basic things you do with JavaScript is you interact with the DOM, and the DOM is written in HTML. The document API is like one of the core JavaScript APIs, and like if you want to learn React, all React really does is simplify the syntax of the document API. And it simplifies it into something that looks similar to HTML. We call that JSX. So if you learn HTML, then you learn JavaScript, then you learn React, it's a really natural progression. You understand what's going on. You understand the value at each step. But if you just kind of jump into JavaScript, whether you look up or down, if you look up at React, it looks strange. If you look down at HTML, it looks strange because React is calling back to basic HTML. Very complicated, easy to learn, and I'm assuming hard to master it. You don't need to master it. You can work in the industry 10 years and you won't master it. There's strange HTML elements that you pretty much never need to know. So you don't need to learn all the CSS rules. You don't need to learn all the HTML elements. You just need to get the basics down and then get in the industry. And once you're in the industry, you will continue to learn as needed. All right, so let's look at this one. This is an RFC discussion thing. Blitz, which is, I have a Blitz cup around here somewhere. I guess it's not within reach. I guess it's in the dishwasher. Just focus on the fundamentals. That's right. That's right. I think the word fundamentals is tricky because people are like, hey, learn the fundamentals. And then you're like, what does that mean? And then like people scatter in all directions. But if you have a good definition of fundamentals, it is what you need to focus on. That's right. And that's one of the things that we're here to discuss today, right? This Laterally curriculum is all about like, what do you even need to learn? Like, that's what we're gonna get to momentarily. Coolest thing I've made. Like professionally or on the side? I guess professionally, the coolest thing I've made is, oh gosh, I've worked on so many things that are so different. I think the coolest thing I've made is when I worked at Blue Cross, I did a data visualization for artificial intelligence predictions. So I didn't make the machine learning model. I did the rendering of it. So it was a data visualization thing, and it looked pretty cool. Blue Cross was trying to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to basically predict people who they could lower their premiums, predict people who were going to try to leave Blue Cross, like leave as a consumer, and like try and figure out who was going to catch what diseases and try and figure out how they could prevent and insure new people. So like the show paused. You want me to change the show? I'll be right back. I got to change the TV show for my boy. There he goes. Boom, back. Are you going to make a snowman instead of a turkey for Christmas? Maybe. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, though, so I don't know if I'm going to do some of that cutesy little stuff like that. So basically, Blitz is one of my favorite frameworks. It's on top of Next.js and React World. And this is an RFC, a request for comment, important discussion on possible Blitz pivot. So Brandon, he goes by the tag Fly Bayer. He's the key maintainer and the creator of Blitz. Super cool guy, super smart guy. And TLDR, I'm proposing to pivot Blitz to a framework agnostic toolkit that preserves world-class developer experience and features we adore, brings it all to Next and optionally remix SpellKit Next, etc. Can you tell us more about your 500 a month bootcamp? I don't have a 500 a month bootcamp. So Latterly is a bootcamp alternative. It's not a bootcamp. It's an alternative to a bootcamp. And it's one-on-one mentorship and coaching, basically. So the starting as little as 300 a month. That is one session per week for an hour. So you meet with me for an hour a week, once a week. And so that's, I think it's 75 times 4 is how I get 300. Yeah, so once a week, 4 weeks a month, and that's how you get to the 300. That's the minimum commitment for a coaching plan, basically. Mohi, what's up? Hey, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Mohi? Like Mohi. Let me know if that's wrong, because I don't want to be saying your name wrong. Joe Mama for real. I love that username, by the way. So 300 a month is it's one-on-one coaching with me, and that's 1 week, 1 meeting a week, 4 weeks a month. I only do this if you're already in like a coding boot camp and if you need extra help, basically. CS is just a major bet. Mohi in the building, y'all. Go follow his page. He's a hilarious guy and pretty smart too. So Joe Mama for real. I don't know where you got 500 from. There's 300 is the minimum, and then what I recommend is 600 if you actually want to do one-on-one coaching. So 300 is like if you're in a coding boot camp and you're struggling, I will kind of fill in the gaps with you. So it's a boot camp supplement. But if you want to skip the boot camp altogether and just go one-on-one coaching, for that I recommend 2 meetings a week. 2 meetings a week would be 600 a month, and I do a personalized curriculum for every individual, so it varies on the individual. But I think for the past like 3 or 4 people that I've coached, it's ended up being like around the $6,000 mark total by the time they got a job. Cool. So this is Latterly, and like what is it's hard for you to see on TikTok. I know. Encourage you to go check out YouTube or Twitch. But what we're doing today is the curriculum for this. The curriculum for Latterly is open source. And so that's what we're going to work on today. I'll bring up the GitHub repository, but we still haven't quite gotten there yet because I'm doing these introductory kind of stuff. So here's Latterly slides. This is the open source curriculum for Latterly.io. It might just be me, but the only thing I'm struggling with so far is the concept of coding in files. Coding in files, yeah. For me, that's really intuitive. It's like, where else would your code go? So maybe you'll have to say more. So just like, coming from a K through 12 basic background where you might write a Word document for class, like the information always goes in files. It is very intuitive to me to think that your code would also go in files. I don't know where else it would go. I just finished a Java class in college and I'm wanting to switch to front end like Latterly. Hit me up, dude. So I'll bring this up one more time. But if you just visit the website, you should have already seen. You just sign up and then just send me a DM or something. Like if you join, it'll give you a Discord link, and then you can just either message me on Discord or email me. You can also hit me up on Twitter. How do you find my Twitter? Well, if you sign up on Latterly, it gives you all that information, but you can also just, because I'm an incognito. I was like, why am I not signed in? It's just John Vanderveer. Like I have the same handle everywhere. So John Vanderveer on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok. Hit me up, follow me, smash the like button. Yeah, I look forward to talking to you. So let's wrap up this RFC thing for Blitz. So Blitz is like my favorite framework currently, but Brandon's talking about doing a pivot. An RFC is a request for comment. So I've contributed substantially to Blitz in terms of pull requests and stuff like that. So I thought I should comment here as well. So I'm one of 40 respondents. He says, hey, look, Blitz isn't growing. So Blitz is the blue line at the bottom and it's horizontal. And he's like, next is growing. And basically the idea is like Blitz is not growing. So we are going to make a big change so that Blitz can grow. And I think he pitches us pretty hard. So, but I'm really hesitant to go for this. So like, this is part of the pitch. It's like the new toolkit would have all this stuff. I'm immediately like, why could we not do this within the existing framework? Because you totally could, is the answer. You totally could. But I don't think he wants to. So I left my comment. Let's see, Control F, Vanderveer. I think the community is generally in favor. And I'm also in favor, but I was trying to kind of have him lean towards supporting Next. So I started with the data. The graph above is misleading, I said. So this is like an upward trajectory. If you look at the actual graph, the thing it was zoomed out so far, it looked like a flat line. Can I still do Latterly if I'm do self-teach, not bootcamp? It's not the same as self-teaching. So if you do Latterly, you're working with a mentor. So a mentorship program is fundamentally different than self-teaching. Social learning, like if you go to Google Scholar, if you look at the research on education, so you go to Google, type in Scholar, top result is Google Scholar. Go to Google Scholar and say social learning. Social learning is when you're learning with other people, right? It's fundamentally different from learning by yourself. And it's way more effective also. And it teaches you whole new skills that you otherwise don't have access to, including teamwork, improved communication, because communication with other people is very different than self-talk. They're fundamentally different. So in a corporate team, you're going to want to be able to communicate with other people, not just learn to communicate with yourself, right? So I would say all those things to say that working with a mentor or working with a social network, those are not the same as self-taught. But I would say this: if you do Latterly, and there's two options in Latterly, right? One is like a basic online course, and then one is the coaching thing, which is what I think you're talking about. You will still be doing a lot of work on your, like, by yourself as well, in addition. So I hope that answers your question. Like, you would be expected to do some stuff on your own, but it is also fundamentally different than just teaching yourself by yourself. If you can self-teach, if you're like good at that, I say go for it. Like, you don't really need a coach. You don't need a mentor if you can do it yourself. But if you're trying to do it yourself, and if you're struggling, if it's taking too long, if things aren't clicking, maybe, you know, you don't have motivation by yourself, and that's what a coach is for. Missed array. Did I read that right? Is the 3 supposed to be an E? Basically, I would come to the coaching calls for you to fill in the gaps in my questions, right? Yes, 100% correct. I think you got it, for real. I think it's missed array. I think I pronounced that right. It says, I taught myself. Good job. I taught myself too, kind of. I used Codecademy. Yeah, I recommend this Frontend Engineer Pro path. If you can do it, just do that. It'll give you the technical skills you need to be a front-end engineer. It won't give you the job search skills. So the job search is always really rough. If you're a self-taught person, the job search is always really rough. But you can still do it if you have enough grit and tenacity. It's just trial and error, right? Which is how you learn anything at the end of the day. So you try the job search, you screw it all up, but then you figured out what you screwed up, and then you fix it, and then you'll eventually get a job. So that's how I got into programming myself too. But I would say in hindsight, I could have done it a lot quicker if I had a good mentor. So it took me about a year, but I can easily cut that in half when I'm working socially with other people. W3 schools, yeah, mediocre. W3 schools is mediocre, but you can do worse for sure. You can do better for sure too. Okay. Yeah, so this Blitz thing, basically, I just expressed a concern that, hey, the core value proposition is that you are an opinionated framework for React on top of Next. So I tried to exert some social influence that I had to see, I'm just calling these out to hopefully convince you to emphasize Next enhancement over true framework agnosticism. Because if he wants to support Svelte, if he wants to support Angular and all of these different frameworks, Blitz will be forced to limit scope to maintain cross-framework support, or pick a reference framework, or have many utilities for each consuming framework. But when you have so many utilities, it scatters your attention so that for a given velocity of effort, you don't have very deep or sophisticated utility within a framework. How many months do most of your clients do? Yeah, around 6 months, basically. Including get the job. So, and that can vary. I've seen as quickly as 4 months, which was unusual, and then as long as like 9 months. And then if you end up taking 12 months, which I've never seen happen, then I just refund you. So I do a job placement guarantee and deferred payment and stuff like that too. Cool, so let's get into this latterly stuff. We're done with the notifications, right? Done on that. So this latterly slides repo, it's deployed right here on GitHub Pages. You can see the slides. Mohi says, "Get me a job, please." Easy, dude. I mean, Mohi, you're getting a CS degree, so it's going to be easy for you to get a job. But definitely hit me up if you want any help. I don't know if you're trying to get a job while you're in college. I actually do recommend that, but I know a lot of people complain about that. Okay, he's playing. All right, so these are the slides. That's what they look like. How does it work? There is a JavaScript library, basically Reveal.js, and it takes this README file and it turns it into slides. So every time you see one of these fat lines, that's like a new slide. So that's how it works. And so we can come over here to the code. This is VS Code. It's a README Markdown file. Whittington says, "What did you have for lunch?" Bold of you to think that I'm not just drinking black coffee. Oh, wifey's calling. Hold up. Hey there.
Hi, honey. Did you
I'm streaming, so I'm not really reading your texts. I think you asked if I wanted anything from GNC.
Yeah, other than which is brew.
Cool. So the answer is not really. You could maybe pick up some protein powder if you want to, but other than that, nothing really.
All right, cool. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bam, I'm back. Cool, the screen's not frozen or anything. By the way, could y'all hear that phone call? I've never done that before. I just picked up the phone while I was streaming. Whittington said no. Cool. Well, it's recorded on Twitch. She was asking me if I want anything from GNC. Cool. So what I would like to do is get this introduction to the master plan. I'd like to get this done. And then I want to record it as a video and then put it into Latterly. The other thing I want to do is make sure that Latterly gives the information I want. So let's say that I'm a person who's like totally clueless. I roll up here. This is the curriculum. First section is understanding the master plan. Why tech and why code? I actually want to reorder this. So understanding community resources first. Let's go. I think I have 2 different courses. This is for my one course, right? Courses. So there's 2 courses. There's the basic course and the free tier. So I want to put the community resources in both. So here's the free tier. And understanding community resources is right here. And I just do a video. Here I can preview it. It's just this video. Quick video here to give you 4 notes. I'm super excited to announce that I now have a learning course for you. Okay, so I'm not going to play the video, but that's what it is. The other stuff, I also want to add some text here. So let me cancel this. I'm worried it's just going to erase this. So I'm copying that to my clipboard. Add text. I'm going to say foobar. Add that text. Okay, cool. So it added kind of another section. Then I preview and boom, now I got both. Let's see. Join the Oh, some dude's trying to join. I think it's a troll. I don't know. Should I take it? Okay, so like you're somebody, you don't know what's going on. You sign up for Latterly, and then I give you the video, and the video is like, hey, I stream on Saturdays, and join the Discord, and message me on my Twitter. Is there anything else that I really need to cover? I feel like these are the things that I mention all the time. And then also, yeah, we need to mention Dev Crew, TikTok, join like ask questions. I'll just plug those two: Dev Crew and Code Talk. Dev Crew and Code Talk. What other community resources would we suggest? Oh, I need to mention the GitHub itself. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. Cool. The entire Latterly curriculum is open source, and you can view it here on GitHub. You could even contribute if you feel something should be added. Can I indent that? I want to indent that. What's going on there? It's weird. All right, I'll just leave it all in one sentence. Here on GitHub, Control K, Control V, enter. I love it when they respect the Control K norm. That's so great. All right, so I'm going to Control A, Control C, grab that, save this, preview. So does that give you all a little more info? If you signed up, if you're like, hey, like what the hell's going on, man? Like what are we even doing? I feel like the TLDR helps. Get connected on Twitter, on Discord, on TikTok, and then here is the whole curriculum as well. Oh, I should add the YouTube streams as well. Follow John on Twitter here, and directly message him anytime. Follow or watch weekly live streams on YouTube, on John's YouTube. Where you can ask anything. YOLO. By the way, if y'all have any questions, just feel free to ask a question. This is kind of like what I'm working on in the background, but I can pivot at any time if you have a question. Watch weekly live streams on John's YouTube where you can ask anything. So let me get that YouTube link. Yep, it's the right link. John's YouTube channel. Cool. So I'm gonna control sign. You should have been automatically invited when you signed up. Thanks, Grammarly. I get the Grammarly Pro. I think it's totally worth it personally. I don't know about y'all. JavaScript. Is that a question? Like, what's up? You want to just know about JavaScript, or what do you mean? So I think I published that. Y'all can go check. But that TLDR should be visible. If you go view the course right now, you should be able to see that TLDR text. All right, cool. So now I'm going to go to my other course. Technically, I have two courses. One's free and one is not. But I think I'm going to open the other one too because I don't make any fucking money off of it. And it's a ton of work. It's like supposed to be $5 a month, and I don't make any money off of it. It might as well be free, is my thought process. Or maybe I need to charge more. I don't know. I would ask you what y'all think, but I'm pretty sure no one's going to say charge more. Users site. Okay. I want to know the courses that I have. Dashboard. Sometimes this teachable GUI is not awesome. Okay, there's my courses. So we did the free tier, and now we want to do the basic course curriculum. Joe Mama for real says, I'll go ahead and try it. Thank you, thank you. So understanding community resources, we decided we want to put this first, right? Add text, Control V, add text, preview. Yep, that looks like how I want. Okay, and so next thing is why tech and why code. So we come over to the laterally slides, and I think they're not quite aligned. Why? So I say why tech and programming. So I want to align these mofos, right? Why tech plus programming. So I'm going to take this and my curriculum needs to line up with that. So it's called why tech and why code. We're going to rename why tech plus programming. Check. Control F, community resources. So I have not done the understanding community resources. So I need to add, go to my issues, new issue, add section, understanding community resources. You know what? I'm not going to add that. Yeah, okay. Should I add it? We're going to do it right now. Should I add it and then close it? So let's add it, and then we can close it when we're done. Okay, so this is the understanding the community resources content. Quick video here to give you. So I'm going to go to here, introduction, understanding the master plan, Control F. Here it is, why tech and programming. So we wanted the community resources to be even before that. So renumber these, 7, 8. So this is understanding community resources. Hello just got here. I don't know how to say your name. That's a cool name, though. What are we working on in non-tech way? This is a course, basically. It's a coding bootcamp alternative, and it's an open source curriculum of learning how to code. Educational material, how about that? Understanding community resources. So I should be able to Control F and match it. I sure did. Understanding the master plan is the and I actually like this title more, Introduction to the Master Plan. We can hybrid them, right? Introduction, understanding the master plan. Let's do it like that. Introduction, understanding the master plan. So the point of this introduction section is to give you a big overview of what you're going to learn before you actually have to learn it. Thanks, cool. Will it be free or paid service? The answer is both. So, paused again. I need to find you a longer movie, don't I? So, hey, Tyrelli, I kind of hope I'm saying that right. Sam, I'll be there in 2 minutes. Can you say 2 minutes? Thanks. So, so Tyrelli, it's already free. It's already here. Can you say 2 minutes? Thank you. So it's already here in free form, and then there's already a paid coaching service if you want it more in depth. So like we're iterating on it, making it better, but it already exists. It's not like a thing that will exist in the future. Okay, y'all, give me 60 seconds. I gotta fix the TV for my son. No chocolate, baby. Because I don't just give you chocolate all the time. That's not cool. It's not healthy. It's gonna make your stomach hurt. And we're back. Okay, cool. So, what are we doing here? Introduction, understanding the master plan. I want to align this curriculum. That's what we're doing. And then the first thing I want people to know is the first thing I want people to know is understanding the community resources. Cool, so let's make a new section. Why tech plus programming? So why tech and programming? Good, good, good. So we need to make a new section prior. So the 3 dashes, only the consultation and free tier shows up on my account. That's correct. So if you want to do coaching, you can't just like enroll in coaching because like, first of all, it's like my time. So I don't just have unlimited time. So I can't just enroll unlimited people. So I always do a consultation first. And the other thing is like, there's like, coaching doesn't work for everybody, basically. So I want to make sure that coaching is going to work for you. Or is there something else that I'd recommend for you instead? So I always do a consultation before coaching. So if you want to do the coaching, sign up for a free consultation, and we'll talk about it. How is your project different from other ones online? Well, I have a PhD in economics. So actually, I'm so glad you asked that because that is one of the first things that I do in my course. Can you see this? Comparing colleges, boot camps, coaches, and self-teaching. So I need to put the video in here. One of the first things I do is discuss exactly that question. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's a great question. How is your project different from others online? College has a long learning horizon, right? So we talk about the 4-year degree, but the fact is that most people take 5 years. It's a minority of people who complete an undergraduate degree in 4 years. So that takes a long time. And if you think about the opportunity cost, basically it's really, really expensive. And college is expensive, even if you don't think about the opportunity costs, like it's just expensive. So, I mean, if you have money, great, go to college, maybe. It's still not really optimal, but it's kind of traditional. So, and it's whatever. I don't feel like arguing with people who are like, so check this out. The case against education. So just read this book if you want to know about the return on investment to education. This is an economist, Brian Kaplan, very, very famous economist. And he does an analysis of the return to the college degree. And so I build on his work and I focus on alternative credentials. He thinks about the accredited degree and I think about unaccredited things like coding boot camps. That's how I got my PhD. So like, I know I'm going to basically teach you a lot of shit that other people don't know. College has a long learning horizon. The only reason you would want to do that is basically if you're a slow learner. Like that's the real reason you want to go to college. The idea that you want to go to college because it has the best return, it's just wrong, frankly. You want to go to college if boot camps are too difficult for you. Or if you're super, super risk averse, and I would argue inappropriately risk averse for most people. But if you're super risk averse and you think boot camps are risky. Or if you just think college is fun, let's be honest. That's the big reason a lot of people go to college. Boot camps are faster and cheaper, but they have a one-size-fits-all pace. So for some people, the boot camp is too difficult and it's too fast-paced. For other people, it's actually too slow and they could get done even quicker. Teachers and career services are often not very high quality. So that's another difference. Like I have worked at big tech, like I currently work at Amazon. A lot of coding bootcamp instructors have never done that kind of thing. Laterally is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? That is correct. And then I also teach you React. And then I have you start applying for jobs. But while you're applying for jobs, I will, if you're doing a coaching program, I will also encourage you to continue learning while you apply. So I've graduated plenty of people who are full stack by the time they land their job. Damn, is everyone on TikTok at Amazon? No. No. But Tech Rally is. Tech Rally's the guy. Tech Rally is the guy. Mohi, you could probably, I mean, I guess you're not really in job search phase, but like you could probably just call Tech Rally and be like, hey, give me a job. Self-teaching can be great, but you need to be smart and self-driven. Many are not. A lot of people who even think they're self-driven, they're really not. There's a way you can test this. This is not just like made up shit, guys. There's real research here. So there's Angela Duckworth has the grit scale. So this is a personality assessment that will tell you if you're gritty or not. Just take it. Just take the scale of grit. You take this quiz, okay? It's 10 questions long. Take you 5 minutes. If it takes you more than 5 minutes, you're overthinking it. This will give you a scale. I'm going to fake it, right? I'm going to just pick all the top so that you can get to the result screen. If you pick all the top, you're a liar, okay? So don't pick all the top. So I pick all the top, get your score, and you can see it's a score on a scale of 0 to 5. If you come out with a 3 of grit, self-teaching is going to be really hard for you. And if you're less than 3, it's going to be really, really, really hard for you. If you're between a 4 and a 5, I believe you can do self-teaching. That's my personal, like, I have reasons for that, but let's not get into it. Basically, just don't lie to yourself and be like, hey, teaching myself I can totally do it. And then it ends up taking you months and months. Josh Hendricks, what's up? Thanks for dropping by. Is it easy to get a job? No, getting a job is not easy. At least not on average. So there are people who say it was easy for me to get a job, and it's not like they're lying. It's truly it is easy for some people to get a job, but it's not easy for most people to get a job. Do you recommend finishing the Front-End Engineer course on Codecademy before doing Laterally? Hey, if you can do it, that's great. But keep in mind, the Front-End Engineer is not a course, it's a path. So let's go back to that. It's a series of courses. So the Front-End Engineer is a career path with 121 lessons. It's not a single course. There is like this Learn HTML course, but if you just do Learn, and then there's Learn JavaScript course. But if I do Learn HTML, Learn CSS, Learn JavaScript, that is not equivalent to the Front-End Engineer path. The Front-End Engineer path is going to have more than those 3. And it's really important. Let's take a peek in there. It's going to teach you things like Git, source control. That's really, really important, actually. So there's HTML, JavaScript, responsive design, interactive websites, accessibility, CSS transitions. It's not just basic CSS, it's transition to animation. And you see they're teaching you about Git and GitHub. This is a pretty big deal. TDD, test-driven development, asynchronous HTTP requests, React Part 2, Redux. They get into data structures and algorithms and interview skills. So, Joe Mama, back to your question. If you are able to stick with it, just do Codecademy. And then if you want, you can hit me up when you're looking for a job, like job search phase. I do that with some people is I'll just coach you through the job search itself. And I don't necessarily need to teach you to code. Maybe you already know how to code and you just need help with the job search. It's totally fine. So I would recommend, yes, if you can get like all the way done with this Front-End Engineer path first and then hit me up, it's going to be very smart for you. Another user, is that Botchball? Botchball. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Says, are you self-taught or did you go to school? The answer is both. So I taught myself to program, but I also have a bachelor's, master's, and a PhD. But none of those are in computer science. So my background is in economics, and in particular, I studied the economics of education. So if you go to Google Scholar, throw my name in there, you can read some of the papers I've written. So for example, I defined in the academic literature, I defined the concept of a prestigious boot camp. So like this is me. Hireability and educational prestige, that's the one that defines the rule to determine whether a boot camp is prestigious or not. So not all boot camps are created equal, y'all. There's good ones and there's bad ones, and it's actually there's like clear rules that can tell you if a certain boot camp is a good one or a bad one. So I'm a big fan of boot camps for some people. Yeah, it depends on the person. For a lot of people, it's a good match. For some people, they might think it's too fast or it's too hard or it's too slow. So in those cases, you need something more personalized, so hit me up. But for a lot of people, App Academy, that's a good one. General Assembly, I think, is pretty good. All right, cool. I'm a beginner. Where should I start? Yeah, I recommend Codecademy. Codecademy, Frontend Engineer path, get a GitHub, portfolio, start building your own projects. You can do a bootcamp too if you want. It might be a bit on the expensive side. I would say get started just coding. Honestly, you can't really dive into a bootcamp. Most good bootcamps are going to have an admissions process, so you're going to need to know basics before you can even get in. So I would start here with the Codecademy Pro front-end path, do HTML, CSS, some JavaScript, and then if you get to sort of the end of basic JavaScript, you can decide if you want to keep going with Codecademy through React and Redux and so forth, or at that point, you might be ready to apply for a bootcamp at that point. If you're like, hey, this self-teaching thing is not working, I either want to go bootcamp or I want to go coach, right? So let's do one of these. MS Paint. Did you know you can do Paint in the browser? This is pretty cool. So let's say you do Codecademy, and you might even be able to do Codecademy free. Let's check this out. Is HTML is free? Let me log in. I think that I am not. I think that I'm in the free tier right now. Let me check. Sign in via Google. Okay. Could not authenticate you. What the hell? Okay. It's like, is their login by Google broken? Cool. So let me check my settings, account and billing. Manage payments. Latest payment. Dude, I want to cancel my subscription. No thanks, I still want to cancel. Need to take a break? No thanks, I'd like to cancel. Oh, they're trying so hard. I achieved the goals I had for using Pro. Please tell us more. No, I don't want to tell you more. Wow, they make it a pain to quit, don't they? Okay. Cool. So I'm technically still in the pro tier. So I was trying to check if basic HTML is free or not. I think it is. Right? Because I think the ones that are pro tier say pro. So let's start with the Codecademy free tier. Bam, do those. And I think that's basically it. Wham, wham. Now you got 3 choices. 1. So choice 1 is if you're like, man, Codecademy was awesome. This is working. Now do the front-end pro path. If you're like, no, ew, online courses suck. This sucks. If you're like, yeah, like I want a boot camp, you can do a boot camp. But then if you're like, oh no, boot camps are too expensive, or I want something more one-on-one, then that would be coaching. I think this is basically the kind of thought, the way I would organize my thoughts about it. I mean, you can also go to school, right? Let's not take school off the table. I don't really want to talk about that right now because that's like a whole different conversation. How long does it take to learn? So most people are going to learn in about 6 months, basically. Depends on the person, but most people are going to be able to learn how to code in about 6 months. All right, cool. So we have Y Tech and Y Programming. How long did it take you to build your platform? Like laterally, like it's still in progress. I don't know. So to get the free tier up and running took me a week. But all that's in there is like a video, basically, like a 3-minute long video. And it uses Teachable. So Teachable already exists, so that takes care of a lot of the work. Okay, so understanding community resources. This is just Markdown, so we're going to grab that, throw it in the heading right here. The library that I'm using takes the title and makes it into a hyperlink automatically, turns the spaces into dashes. So it would just be like this. Understanding community resources. Boom. Now let's launch the app and we can test that, but I should be able to click that and it will hyperlink me to that slide. So I'm going to npm start. Okay, let's get you more juice in 10 minutes. How about the little table? That little. I've never seen this language before. What is it? It's Markdown. This is just Markdown. Can you see the top of the screen? It's a README file. I'm sure you've seen Markdown. Baby coder in the making. Love it. What do you think about Google Data Analyst certification? Is it worth it? Probably yes. So one of the issues is you always have to think about opportunity cost. So even if something is a good return on investment, if you could be making a better investment elsewhere, then you should prefer that. I have not. I've only done things in C++ and some Python. Hey, Bach, like, even if you've done C++ or Python, if you've done anything, you should have made a README file. So I don't know. I guess I encourage you to check out Markdown. It's just a README file. If you make a new GitHub repository and you just use default settings, like you should still get a Markdown file. Which language is more useful? So I recommend React for employability. That would be on top of JavaScript. So I recommend learning front-end languages, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, because they're easy to learn and then it's easy to get a job relative to others. So I don't mean easy in an absolute sense. I mean easy in a relative sense compared to diving into C++, for example. That being said, if you have a specific thing that you're trying to do, there may be a better, another option that's better. So for example, if you specifically want to do data analysis, Python wins hands down. Like you'd be wasting your time learning JavaScript if you specifically want to do data analysis. So that's my TLDR is learn JavaScript and React unless you have something specific you want to do. And so if you want to let me know if you're doing something strange, I'll see if I can help, but that's my basic advice. Okay, cool. So we got this running on localhost. Let's go check it out. Control Enter. Here it is. This is the slideshow. So here's like the table of contents. We say, click that introduction. Boom. That didn't work. Introduction, the master. Oh, because we renamed it, didn't we? Functional testing for the win. Introduction, understanding. Understanding the master plan. And I might need 2 dashes here because the, well, no, I think just 1. I was going to say the colon might get an extra dash, but I think that's only true if there's a space separating it. Okay, so that quick link is working now. Although this is really ugly, isn't it? Introduction, understanding the master plan. Yeah, I want these headings to be a bit smaller, actually. They're just too big. Okay, so maybe I'll do some CSS right here. Inspecting this. Let's go to the computed tab. So we can see the font size is, yeah, like 62 pixels. We don't need all that. 1.6 EM, bam. It's 0.6 EM. What if we do 1 EM? I think that looks good. So let's go look for this variable in the code. Control-Shift-F, enter. And I can see you got this SAS file. Yeah, so there's like all these places where the heading sizes are being defined. I don't know why we are defining them. Oh, because each of these is their own theme. That's why. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these themes. A bunch of these themes I don't need. Font League Gothic, what's going on? Ooh, thank you. Can I have it here? She brought me a burrito, y'all. That's how you know she's the one. Privatezilla. Okay. Dang, got a lot of people commenting here. Hey, I appreciate the likes. So let's see if I can get to some of these comments. Have you heard of Privatezilla? Privatezilla can remove Cortana and other spy apps. Cool, I've not heard of it, but that sounds cool. I finished Google Grasshopper JavaScript. Have you looked into it? It's free. I think I did. So this is kind of reaching back in my memory, but I think I looked at it and I think it was just like really, really basic. Is that your experience too? Okay, so which theme am I using? So I'm going to Control-Shift-F and look for theme slash. And we can see my index is using theme slash black. So I'm using the black theme. That's actually what's being injected. So I'm going to delete all the other themes. I don't need them. Okay, so beige, blood, league, moon. You know what? Let me check out a couple of those because they look awesome. Sky, solarized, white. I'm going to delete all these. Bye. At the end of the day, I'm only going to keep one, but let's play around and see if we like a different one more. So let's try league theme. Yes, it was basic, and I'm wondering how I can level and gives me guardrail for building projects. Whoa, this does look kind of cool, to be honest. All right, if y'all want to vote in the chat. So previous was black, now is league. Let's do moon. Nah, this one's lame. Isn't it? This one's lame. By moon. Now let's try night. This one looks good. Could do night, maybe. Let's do serif. I think Codecademy is going to give you some guardrails. Yeah, I would do Codecademy. I don't know about this. This is kind of goofy looking, I think. Well, you know what? I don't know. What do y'all think? Does this look like official or something? I think it looks a little goofy. Let's try simple. So this is similar, but it's not serif. Black, League, or Night, y'all. If you want to vote in the chat, let me know. Black, League, or Night. I'm going to go back to Night and compare Night to Black. Big difference I see here is blue versus yellow links. And I got to keep the blue, honestly. It's more traditional, and then there's like psychology of color, blue. People like blue more. So I'm going to just stick with that black theme. That was fun. And then...
You can get your chair. I'll just help push you in. Ready?
All right, cool. And so that's using that theme, so I'll keep it. What are you coding? An open source curriculum for learning how to code. All right, cool. So now that we came back here, let's define the font style. Yeah, these headings were too big. That was the issue. So first of all, they're M and not rem, which I don't like. So we're going to make them rem. Okay, so bam. Now this is 1.6 rem, is it? Whoa, now it's tiny. That's crazy. 1.6 rem. Two or three. 2.5. I like 2.5. I like that. Have you heard of Bootstrap CSS? For sure. Usually just call it Bootstrap though, right? Because Bootstrap, there's a JavaScript component and a CSS component.
I'm just kidding. It comes from regular cows, and then you put chocolate in it.
Okay, so I think this looks better. It fits on the screen better for sure. Anyway, you should still try Privatezilla. Okay, understanding community resources. How about this tag right here? Our link color. What about the font size? How's that computed? Main font size, it says. Main font size would be 42 pixels. Where did they come up with that number? We may never know. Let's do 2 rem instead. Much smaller now. Cool, I'm cool with it. So 2 rem. You'd think the main font size would be 1 rem, like that's the point of a rem, right? I don't know why it's 2 rem, but anyway, smaller than that's going to look bad, I think. So I think this is good. Our slides are ever sliding. Cool. Let's commit this where we're at right now. So I'm going to commit everything except the README changes. Let's subtract the README changes. This will be a style conventional commit. It will be consolidate themes and reduce font size. Commit that. Push that. Cool. And so what we want to do back in the README understanding community resources is what we wanted to try out. So here in the URL, I'm going to go back to the root page, localhost 8000. This is sort of the default look. I don't really like this. I want it to be left aligned. Let's see, why is this centered? Because I want it to be left aligned. So we're doing a bit of CSS here. Text align, left. That's all it takes. You can see now it is aligned left. Also, what if I get rid of the line height? Or change the line height to 1 rem, change the line height to 2 rem. Make that 2.5 rem. So we're over here and back in the theme. And 1.3 just feels super arbitrary. I'd like it to be rem based, so I'm going to go 2.5 rem. And then I want text align left. Right? But you can see it's like right up against the wall, which I don't really like. So, oh no, that was just because I had my DevTools open. Why are you coding slides? Because I'm making an open source curriculum, and the way that I teach is like I have slides. I have slides when I teach. Cool, so now we're left aligned. That's actually good for design reasons because we normally read left aligned. Open source curriculum for latterly.io. View this as a slideshow here. Proudly built Reveal.js. License, MIT licensed. That looks goofy, doesn't it? Let's see if I can change that. License. I'm just not going to give this its own slide. So I'm just going to put this on that same front page. All right, so now just at the bottom it says license, MIT licensed. I think that looks fine. So we go over here, and that makes sense, right? There's this sort of intro section, and then boom, next is the table of contents. I'm lost, but I support you. Thanks. I'm just teaching people to code. That's it. Teach people to code. You want to actually give them some material to reference. That's what we're making.
They're called bitters.
Okay, so we're in the table of contents. The very first section is Introduction, Understanding the Master Plan. Boom, click it. And that is this slide. By the way, y'all are going to get a much better view if you join me on YouTube or Twitch, just so you know. So I appreciate all the support on TikTok, but it's probably going to be hard to see. I'm an absolute beginner and started Python 4 days ago. How's it going, Auroville Gaming? How are you liking Python so far? What made you want to pick Python 2? Okay, so we are at the table of contents. Very first section is Introduction. I could short Introduction to Intro. I think I'm overthinking this, but that would take some less space. Is it normal to feel like you can't remember anything? So first of all, yes. But second, I would say momentum will help with that. So basically, like, don't take a week long of a break. You want to make sure that you're doing like 10 hours a week at least or more. So that momentum will be good for your memory. If you take a week off, you're going to forget a lot of stuff. But even if you don't take a week off, it's normal to forget stuff. So repetition. Okay, understanding community resources, why tech and programming. So I think we're aligned. Grab this, go over to laterally. So we got understand community resources, why tech and programming. Oh, does this work? We click it and it navigated us over there. So it worked. Now this is not the right content, but this is the right slide. So the source is going to be this. Let me edit this video name. Oh, Whittington. What's up, dude? Whittington commented on the video. I love that. So I'm going to change. This is going to be called.
I know, that is Daddy. You hear him talking?
Overview of community resources. I'm going to say overview of community. Bam. I think that's a decent name. Point here is not to overthink things, right? I always fall for that one. It's rough. Okay. So source will be welcome to Laterally, overview of community. Let's grab the URL.
Quick video here to give you 4 notes I'm super excited to announce.
Bam, close that. Okay, so there is the overview of community, and then the TLDR is the text that we're adding. Ooh. Ooh. Blueberry Sour Patch?
Yeah, they don't have witches brew anymore. So I got you that.
All right, y'all, live reaction. She got me a blue raspberry Sour Patch energy drink. It's really good.
Can I try it?
Yeah, try it. My mouth was like watering because I thought it was going to be super sour. It's not like a Warheads thing. It's sour, but
No,
it's...
it legit tastes like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
red one out here too.
Cool, thank you. What was the commit and pushing thing about? That is version control. Have you ever played a video game and you want to save before you die? It's basically that, but for code. Okay, so let's grab the links, open link in new tab, grab this, boop, close. So we're over here. Follow John on Twitter here. What did I highlight? On Twitter here. So this is how you do a link in Markdown. You can, Reveal.js processes Markdown, but you can also embed proper HTML. Can't you Control S? Yes. So that will save the file on your computer. But how do you go back to a previous version? Are you just going to Control Z? No, it doesn't work like that. If I close VS Code, open it again, I can't Control Z. Also, what if my computer crashes? Then it's gone forever. So the way that we fix this is that we save our versions in the cloud. So I'm using GitHub. You could use something else like Bitbucket or GitLab. But basically, when I commit, it saves it on my computer. And when I push, I'm sending it to backup on GitHub. So that if my computer dies, I can get my code back. And also, other people can see the code. So that's a big difference between like your typical video game and open source code, is that open source code, you want to share it with other people, right? Chun Wingley. Chun. What's up, what's up? So yeah, commit is basically save, and push is send it. Send it. Okay, so we got follow John on Twitter here, or and you can directly message him at time. Join the Latterly Discord. You should have been automatically invited when you signed up. But if not, just send John a message through Twitter. Ask questions in the comments of videos, or even make videos, or even make your own videos on TikTok using hashtag DevCrew and hashtag CodeTalk. The entire Latterly curriculum is open source, and you can view it here on GitHub. I'm going to link that here on GitHub. I didn't know you can do it in VS Code. Yep, yeah. That's one of the convenient things about VS Code. Here's another thing VS Code can do. If you have a Markdown file, right-click it, and you can go to Open Preview. Boom, and it will render your Markdown for you. So you can see I can double check that my links are looking good. VS Code for the win. Watch weekly live streams on John's YouTube channel. Here is the link for that. We're going to do /C. Take this link form. Is coding supposed to feel like learning so much every day? So yes. First of all, yes. Like if you hate learning, you're not going to be a good programmer. You have to actually enjoy learning. But I will also say it's like this. Boom. It kind of flat, or that's hard for you to see, isn't it? Sorry. Boom. There is this learning curve, and then it kind of flattens. So it's a lot harder here than it is here. So you're always learning, but like kind of the onboarding. This is called onboarding. The initial learning phase is a lot harder. So you're always going to be learning, but you're not going to be learning like as much every day. But you should be learning something every day. Legit. Panda Story, what are we coding today? Oh, I'm in the left fin. Yeah, so it's going to be harder for you right now. It will get easier, but it's never going to be like you're not learning. Sup, bro, what are we doing today? We are making an open source curriculum to learn how to code. You want to learn how to code? Boom, just go here, read it. Okay, watch weekly live streams on John's YouTube channel. You can ask anything. All right, let's make sure that that is looking good. Understanding community resources. No, this looks bad. I think I screwed something up. Yeah, I screwed that up. So this section goes there, and this section goes up top. Cut that, bam. Okay. So do you like JavaScript and not Python? I like them both. I use them both. I just, I think Python is good for data analysis, and most people who want to program don't want to be data analysts. I have a ton of Python on my GitHub if you go check it out. Like my PhD, I did research. The data analysis is in Python. So I do Python all the time, but I don't think it's for most people. So this is like a lot on the screen, so I want to cut this down. Follow John on Twitter so I can get rid of the word here. And you can, let's just say directly message him anytime. Bam. That should get it down to one line, doesn't it? Bam. Directly message him anytime. I'm learning Python for data analysis. Perfect. That's what it's made for. You're on the right track. I think this is fine. I think it's not too much at this point. Boom, click that. It opens up the YouTube video. Follow John on Twitter here. I want that to open in a new tab. So the way that you do that is you add this code comment. It's a Reveal.js thing. Let's see if that works. I'm actually not sure if that's going to work. Refresh the page, click it, and it opened on a new tab. Cool. Join the Latterly Discord. Join the Latterly Discord. You should be automatically, if there was any, just send John a message through Twitter.
Hey, all right, look. Hey, Harry. Why are you both parroting? Okay, stop. I said stop.
You should.
Too much trouble? Then stop it.
You will be automatically invited when you sign up for Latterly. I guess we can break this up into two. We can break this up into two slides. How do I do this elsewhere? Why tech programming? Why tech programming? Okay. Understanding community resources. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'll break up 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Cool, so break into 2 slides, bam. Here on GitHub, I want to make that open in a new tab. I'm just about to say that one was getting crowded. Yep, I took CS50 Harvard course. Awesome, what'd you think of it? See if I get that sub bullet. Yep, there's that sub bullet that I'm wanting. Opens in a new tab, very nice. Open in a new tab, very nice. Cool, so I think that was good. I kind of wish there was more space around the sub-bullet. Maybe that's just me. So what is the other screen you switched to? It's like a browser version of the Markdown. Do you mean this one that I'm on right now? I'll pause where I'm at for a second. Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Are you talking about this one that I'm looking at right now? Because this is just Chrome, like it is the browser. So I think the answer to your question is yes, because the slides, yeah. So the slides that I'm making, it's technically a website. It's like a website of slides is what I'm making. Type Tree says, I can now HTML. Hell yeah, dude. HTML all the way, dude. So Markdown makes a website. Not normally. Normally you want HTML for that, but I'm using a special library. Ugh. I know you can use Markdown on websites like card sites. Use Markdown? Yep, I don't know. I don't know what you mean. All right, cool. So I think the understanding community resources is looking good. So let's commit this. So this will be the understanding community resources. So all the bolding and links are done in Markdown. Yep, exactly. Okay, cool. So understanding community resources. Let's look at the curriculum. And then why tech and why programming. We got that. Now, next should be comparing colleges, boot camps, coaches, and self-teaching. So I have this section, but I don't have it up at the top. So what's going on? Oh, it says to do, fix readme below this point. Damn, so it's busted. Okay. Why tech and why programming? I do think it's worth talking about why React. So let's do, why a coaching program? Yeah, interesting. So the intent here is the same. It's just like a more concise way to say that. So let's make it a subtitle. 1, 2, 3, 4, comparing colleges, boot camps. By the way, this is a heading with 3, heading with 3, heading with 3. There were headings with 2 above. Okay. Introduction to Understanding the Master Plan was 2. Why a coaching program? So So I'm going to actually just rename this. Why a coaching program? And we will add text, and this will be, do you have a rubber duck? No. You can do rubber duck coding without a rubber duck. Although it's hilarious and fun, but I don't have one. Okay, why a coaching program, da 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 da. Hey, thanks for the likes, I appreciate that. It's going to be much easier if y'all want to check me out on YouTube or Twitch. Going to be able to see the whole screen. Over 250 likes, really appreciate it. And follow me on TikTok. So my TikTok is all about learning to code too. Okay, so why a coaching program, right? So I think we got this. So I'm going to delete that. Damn. Going to cut this. And I'm going to paste it here, but it's going to be in a comment because I don't want all that to show up. But later, I could come back and maybe clean that up. All right, so let's go look at my slides. Understand community. Did I screw it all up? No, it's still hidden. Still hidden, like I like. Okay. What's your Twitch user? I think it's just John Vanderveer. Let's go see. I almost hate to mention Twitch because then I have to look it up. It's like, maybe just go follow me on YouTube. Oh, geez. Yeah, I think it's John Vanderveer. Maybe just go follow me on YouTube, though. And then how to follow me on YouTube, that's mentioned right here. On Twitter here, directly message him at any time. Join Latterly Discord. Watch weekly live streams on John's YouTube channel where you can ask anything. You should put a little paper with your YouTube and Twitch right by the monitor. Yeah, that's probably smart. I wanted to do like a TikTok sticky, but it won't let me. Like just a sticky picture on the TikTok. I did put latterly.io in the video title. So if you sign up at Latterly, then you get to this information. It's like some of the first information it sends you. Right, like we put the community resources first. Okay, cool. Closing this, closing this. Yeah, watch the live streams. So, let's go to the curriculum. Why a coaching program? We got that, right? Why a coaching program? Then, so here is how to identify a high prestige bootcamp. Overview of the job search. So these are not aligned. Next is outlining front-end path with external resources. Okay, that's kind of like how to identify a high prestige bootcamp. Yeah, so why a coaching program should walk you through. We were doing this MS Paint thing earlier. MS Paint. It's like, bro, how should I even learn how to code? So at the start, we want to do Codecademy free tier. And then these are there's like college, coaching, bootcamp, self-taught. Self-taught is kind of like slash, like self-taught, yeah. I guess my slides could have just like a straight up picture in them. There's no reason not to, right? OMG, I can comment again. Josh in the house. What's up, baby? Bing bong. Bing bong. Um, 777 likes. Love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so like logically, if we're trying to explain why a coaching program, you're going to want to talk about like this, because this is the case where a coaching program is a good idea. So really, I think the way you I'm working on React Native, but I have an iPhone and PC, need a MacBook to test. Makes sense. I think the way that you think through these is that yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a diagram in. I'm gonna do a diagram in it. I think this makes sense. Let me know if this diagram sucks. Your diagram sucks. So I'm gonna do try self-teaching. I'm gonna do this. Let's do this in yo, this diagram is gonna suck. I don't know if I should do a diagram. Yeah, this is basically Microsoft Paint in the browser. Okay, so forget the diagram. I'm gonna just do it text. At some point we should do a diagram though. Why a coaching program? Okay, comparing colleges, bootcamps, coaches, and self-teaching. Colleges, bootcamps, coaches, and self-teaching. Your tips helped me secure an internship at Facebook. Frog Fan AC, hey, let's go. That's really cool. Internship at Facebook. I'm hyped for you. Yeah, maybe add me on LinkedIn or something. I don't know what your handle is on all the other channels. I don't know if you're already on Twitter and TikTok, but stay connected. Okay, so is that on your Twitch or YouTube? Congrats to them. That is on Twitch, a commenter said. Okay, so try self-teaching, I recommend using Codecademy free tier. I'll definitely connect with you on LinkedIn. Dope. I recommend using Codecademy free tier to try HTML to start with. Based on your experience. Let's see. I would recommend. So, yeah. You can. The thing is like you can work or learn to code as well as go to college at the same time. It's going to depend on you. The highest possible ROI would be for you to self-teach if you are able to do so. If you're able to do so rapidly. Okay, let's start with that. Maximum ROI. You get maximum ROI if you can effectively and rapidly self-teach. Try if self-teach. Is it self-teach or self-learn? Self-teach. Yeah, because then you'll be self-taught. Okay? Try self-teaching. By starting, try self-teaching by taking the Codecademy free tier HTML course. How do you focus on coding when there's background noise? I have about the same noise at my place. I think I just get used to it. I don't know. It's kind of a skill. Not everyone has it, right? So this is the Learn HTML course. Try self-teaching by taking the free Codecademy Learn HTML course. So let's put a link on that. I need to take tips from you. Hey, that's what I'm here for. The remote. Yeah, it's around here, right here. Thanks. Try self-teaching by taking the free Codecademy HTML course. Note that you can self-teach and go to college at the same time. So let's do a new slide. So this would be why a coaching program, and this would be when to prefer college. If you are able to go to college for free or almost free. If you like a slow pace of learning. if you want the college experience. Feel like a slow pace of learning if you want the college experience. This is the README. What makes it look the way it does in browser? Yeah, good question. So I'll show you. So I'm using a library. So if we go over here, we go to the where is it? Index.html. Let's click that. And you can see I bring in the theme. That's some CSS. And then down here, I bring in reveal.js. And I do reveal.initialize. And I'm using the reveal Markdown plugin. So that will turn the Markdown file into a slideshow. That's what the reveal library does. Best way to rcon with Node.js. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean rcon? Okay, so when to go to college? If you're able to go to college for free or almost free, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here, if you are able to work and go to college at the same time, many employers will completely pay for college. So if you want the college experience, it's really not a good reason to go to college at first. I'll need to rethink how to say this because you want to go to college almost for sure. The question is more like when. Do you go to college before or after your first coding job? Okay, yeah, so I mean, that's a good answer. You already have a job coding. You already have a career. But a degree could help you advance. In level. Thank you so much. Okay, when to prefer college? I think the number one answer is that like if you're a slow learner, basically. If you maybe I should save college for last instead of trying to go college first. You maximize ROI if you can effectively and rapidly self-teach. Why a coaching program? So let's, instead of talking about when to prefer college, we'll just say that college is like, let's say if other options don't work. If other options don't work, this is always a safe fallback plan. Cool. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Boom, boom, boom. So when to prefer self-teaching? I would argue that you should prefer this by default. If you are struggling, eliminate this option and try the others. Even if you pick option, you should still self-teach on the side. Okay, when to prefer self-teaching. I would argue that you should prefer this by default. If you're struggling, eliminate this option and try the others. Even if you pick another option, you should still self-teach on the side to, yeah, you should still self-teach to some degree. Like, I think on the side is fine. I think that's fine. So when to prefer self-teaching, I would argue that you should prefer this by default, basically. Next slide would be when to prefer a bootcamp. 1, 2, 3. When to prefer a bootcamp. One is you select and you find a prestigious bootcamp. That has an acceptable price. You qualify for admission. Isn't it hard to get a career going without the degree? It is. It is. You qualify for admission. Like, let's see. App Academy. Refund policy. If you are not accepted into at least one of the following bootcamps, you'll be eligible for a full refund. Whoa, they have like a partnership or something? What's this about? To be eligible for the refund, you must complete the program in at least 10 weeks. Oh, because this is bootcamp prep. Interesting. Yeah, so this would be you qualify for admission. 1, 2, 3, 4. Note that Quality Bootcamp is also available. Here, for example. That's cool that they do that. That's not what I mean by refund, though. What I mean is you get into the boot camp and then you hate it. Can you quit? Yeah, you know what? Fine. Let's just say has an acceptable price and refund policy, etc. Let's just stipulate that whatever their refund policy is, you're going to have to be happy with it, because there's some boot camps that have goofy refund policies. So you're going to have to be happy with it. If you're not happy with it, then maybe you shouldn't go to a boot camp, right? Okay. You find a prestigious boot camp that has an acceptable price and refund policy, etc. You qualify for admission. By the way, what is a prestigious boot camp? Let's go get the link. Hireability and educational prestige. Here is the paper. Okay. You find a prestigious boot camp. Great. You qualify for admission. I think that's basically it. You find a prestigious bootcamp that has an acceptable price, refund policy, etc. And then the scheduling works for you. They teach technologies. It's like you find a prestigious bootcamp that has an acceptable price, that has, let me say acceptable, that has acceptable terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check the price, refund policy, technologies taught, and scheduling. Check the price, refund policy, job placement, yeah. Price, payment options, refund policy, technologies taught, and course schedule. So I think that's pretty much it, is these two. Let's go check the slides, make sure they look good. Bam. Community resources, why tech and programming, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that why to prefer self-teaching is really small, isn't it? Yeah, like 1.5 for that more. Are you launching a DOS attack? No. Are you coding in Python? Nope. This is just Markdown. So let's switch that rem over to 1.5 instead of 1. Okay, so when to prefer self-teaching? Prefer self-teaching by default. If you're struggling, eliminate this option and try others. This may be okay. A sign, if you find yourself, if you don't have a job after 12 months, this is a sign that you should consider other options. If you don't have a job after 12 months, this is a sign that you should consider other options. If you don't want to, if you don't want to invest 12 months, if you don't want to invest 12 months of like trying it, if you don't want to invest 12 months into trying it out, maybe consider another option. If you don't want to invest up to 12 months into trying it out, maybe consider another option. And if you simply don't enjoy learning alone, that's a great reason to try something else. If you pick another option, if you do pick another option, you should still self-teach on the side. You know what? I'll get rid of that line. Let me get rid of that line. Okay, prefer self-teaching by default if you are struggling. Okay, why a coaching program? Comparing colleges, boot camps, coaches, and self-teaching. You get maximum ROI if you can effectively and rapidly self-teach. Try self-teaching by taking the free Codecademy Learn HTML course. Note that you can self-teach and go to college at the same time. Let me get rid of that one. Note that you I rank options by, okay, given the results of this test, other options might be recommended. Prefer self-teaching by default. If you didn't enjoy learning by yourself, if you didn't enjoy the Codecademy self-teaching experiment earlier described, consider another option. Try self-teaching by taking the free Codecademy Learn HTML course. I feel like there's like somewhere that I want to say, like, what if I don't want to take, what if I don't even want to invest 12 months, you know? Prefer self-teaching by default. I don't think it hurts anything, because even if you decide to go to a boot camp or have a mentor, in no case is it going to hurt you that you took the Learn HTML course. Prefer self-teaching by default. If you didn't enjoy the self-teaching experiment earlier described, consider another option. If you don't if you don't have a job after 12 months, if you don't want to invest up to 12 months in self-teaching, other options might get you job ready sooner. I think that's basically what I want to say. Cool. When to prefer a boot camp? You find a prestigious boot camp. Oh, and that needs to open in a new tab. Link in a new tab thing. Okay. Okay, refresh the page. Now this should open in a new tab. Prestigious Bootcamp. Boom. New tab. Love it. Here, for example, new tab. Great. Hey, thanks for the follows. Soto. Love it. Okay. So start with self-teaching. No, that's not going to work. Now let's think about boot camps. No, that's not going to work. When to prefer a coach or mentor? When to prefer coaching or mentorship? Okay, so one is you already have a career and you are seeking to level up. Two is you need help getting references or need help getting, what are the other ones? References and referrals. Three is you want social learning, but you don't want a boot camp. It might be that boot camps are too fast, too slow, or just not well tailored. For example, boot camps, learning at a boot camp might be under personalized, too fast, too slow, might be under personalized, might lack personalization, be too fast, too slow, or have unacceptable terms. You want social learning, but you don't want a boot camp. I think that's pretty much it, right? When to prefer coaching or mentorship. You already have a career and you are seeking to level up. You need help getting references or referrals. You want social learning. Oh, and then here's another option. You are already in a boot camp or college program, but you want additional help. I think that's a good fourth reason. I need to ask UMOH, what is the difference between a coach, a mentor, and a tutor? Coach, mentor, tutor. Let me write that down. Notepad. Coach, mentor, tutor, or teacher. What's the difference? What the fuck is the difference? What do y'all think? If you have an opinion in the chat, coach, mentor, tutor, or teacher. Would love to hear your opinion. What even is the difference? Okay, great. When to prefer college? One, yeah, one is you want the college experience. But even that you can do later. Like, I'm not sure this is a good reason, because if you get a, I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't think I want the college experience. I just don't think that's a good reason, personally. Teacher can give you the material. Coach can train you on the material. Mentor can guide you. Appreciate that. I think that's a good thought. I'm not buying this. I just want the college experience bullshit. I'm not buying it. Sorry. Yeah, I like that. If other options don't work, this is always a safe fallback plan. If you are able to go to college for free or almost free. If a slower pace of learning is ideal. You want longer than 1 year to learn to code. Specifically, you want longer than 1 year to learn to code. For you already have a career, but a degree could help you advance and level. E.g. to manager. I took the college route because I didn't think there was another way to learn to code the proper way. So I agree with you. A lot of people go to college for that reason, but that's not a good reason, right? That's not a good reason to go to college, even though that is so this says when to prefer college, which is different than why some people go to college. If someone asked me, hey, should I go to college? We would go through all of these questions. I wouldn't just say, well, it's the only way. I think a lot of people think that, but that's not something I would ever recommend, thinking that way. If other options don't work, this is always a safe fallback plan. How do you do fallback plan? Is there a dash in there, or is it all one word? Fallback plan. I think it's just all one word, isn't it? If other options don't work, this is always a safe fallback plan. If you're able to go to college for free or almost free. If you're able to go to college at the same time, many employers will completely pay for college. I think those are the reasons I can think of right now. All right, let's close this. Go see my slides. Bam. So there's a lot here, so I think I want to break this into 2 slides. Oh, no, I needed to add the triple dash. That's what's going on here. You're able to leverage your mentor's social network. Yep. Okay. So I need to add this. All right, cool. When to prefer college? Why a coaching program? When to prefer coaching or mentorship? Bro, that name. What's up? Thanks for joining. Good to see you. How you been? I think I can drop those some bullets. Actually, I'm going to keep them. Because a lot of people just don't know about Guild Education Partners, so I think it's worth mentioning. Yeah, Chipotle, Walmart, Taco Bell. Consider Guild Education Partners. Certain individuals may qualify for unique scholarships. Do not forget the opportunity cost. Don't forget to include opportunity cost in your college price analysis. Good, I learned a new code language. What did you learn? Time frame is one word or no? Time frame, yeah, it's one word, right? Oh gosh, no, I think it appears both ways. CCS, is that a joke? Do you mean CSS? What is CCS? If other options don't work, this is always a safe fallback plan. That's not even quite true either, is it? I'll say if other options don't work, consider this as a fallback plan. If you are able to complete college at a reasonable price and within period of time. Let's say period of time. How about that? All right, let me know in the chat. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and break into 2 slides. Okay, so we got 1 and 2, boop, 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 and then we got 3 and 4. When to prefer college, 3 and 4. earning a degree may appear positive on your corporate performance review. Okay, that's much better, right? Earning a degree may appear positive on your corporate performance review. Undergraduate and graduate degrees may help you advance in management. Okay, great. If you already have a career, but a degree could help you advance. I think that's good. Why a coaching program? Yeah, so let's keep going then. Why a coaching program? What is this? It's just a TikTok? Okay, awesome. The trial by fire. So I don't know why it does that. Man, I must be hitting some hotkey without noticing it. Control Z, Control Shift Z, Control Z, Control Shift Z. Very cool. This is why a coaching program. So we did that, and that was to align with why a coaching program. Let's check that in. Commit, commit, push, push. I'm going to kill my server real quick, and we are going to npm run build. No, Control P, laterally package JSON. And I want to specifically, so this is it, right? I want to specifically build for GitHub pages. Okay, it looks correct. So npm run build. So that is going to run a gulp process that will build a new version of the static site for GitHub pages. Ooh, what happened here? Using slash for division is deprecated? What? That's wild. Oh, it built all the... Ew, I don't like any of this. Hold on, let me check. I might want to just discard this revision. Let me check my GitHub settings. Where is my GitHub pages settings? It's pointed at main. Okay, so then this should already be updated. Understanding the master plan. Why a coaching program? Comparing. So this is what I just did, right? And so now this is available on the road. When to prefer college. Okay, so I don't need to do build. Sorry, that was a lie. Actually, I should probably take that away because all it does is roll over my desired changes. So I'm going to discard that. What is the best program to learn coding Python? I don't know, like best place to go learn Python. Yeah, I really don't know. Best place to learn Python. I guess I would recommend Codecademy still. Okay, so this, it showed up there. Google has a Python class, that could be cool. Udemy, no. Coursera, maybe. It's going to be kind of expensive though, right? Oh, this is some blog. We're not going to listen to random blog. What is Google's Python class? That sounds promising. Google IT automation with Python. So I can recommend this. So I do have research that indicates, this is going to surprise no one, right? I do have research that indicates that Google certificates are important, like they have a significant impact on your ability to get a job. Google IT automation with Python. So the thing is this isn't really like a programming course. This is for IT automation. But this would get you a job using Python. I think you probably, if you want to learn Python, you probably want to know data analysis. So I've had good experience with Codecademy, but I'm not sure it's like the best in the world, but I've had good experience with it. You can also look at the bootcamps, right? So let's find a prestigious bootcamp that teaches Python. So course report, browse schools, and let's look specifically for data science. Okay, what is data science? Data science is when you use Python. No, just JK. Lowagon is great. So you can see their ratings and their reviews. Springboard, BrainStation. General Assembly, there you go. So yeah, I would probably recommend learning Python from Codecademy if you want to go the course route, or General Assembly if you want to go the bootcamp route. That would be my recommendation at the moment. So General Assembly is a prestigious bootcamp, and they have good financing options. All right, so why a coaching program? Why a coaching program? Next is outlining the front-end path with external resources. Close this. Boom. External. Useful external resources. This is really like two different things. There should be like two sections, right? So let's do a new section. This will just be called external resources. Why is this down here? Okay, let me delete that. No! Delete you. Delete. Yep. Okay, so I want to add a new lecture, not a new section. Might be. So this new lecture is called External Resources. Okay. Learn React quickly, free website hosting. Yeah, outlining the front end path. So then that'll just be that. I think this should go down here. So this could be for the front end path, the job search, or post-hire care and development. Outlining the front end path is really simple, but it can have a slide. So useful external resources should be, so there I have it after the trial by fire. I really want the trial by fire to be the last thing. Yep, so I'm going to actually do the external resources before the trial by fire. Okay, and that's just called external resources. Overview of the job search. So that's outlining the job search. We can rename that here. That's fine. Overview of the job search. So this will be overview of front-end path, overview of the front-end path. Overview of the front-end path, overview of the job search. Lol, what are you supposed to use for division then? Yeah, I don't know. That was like way delayed, wasn't it? Oh well. Overview of the front-end path, overview of the job search, and I can say overview of post-hire care. Cool. Front-end path job search. So 1, overview of the front-end path. Overview of the front-end path. Overview of All right, 881 likes. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. Recommend you follow me on YouTube or Twitch. You're going to be able to see the whole screen as well as my face. Yeah, you can throw a question into the chat and I'll address it. So this is kind of what I'm doing in the background, but happy to pivot if you're interested in anything coding related. So overview of the job search. 1, 2, 3. So this would be overview of front-end path. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Step 5 is begin the job search. Begin the job search. Yeah, no, that's it. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. And I still do teach Redux. I hate to do it, but I do it. Java or JS? I don't. Can you add more context to the question, please? They're both cool. I think Java. I think Java is less of a beginner language, but it's still a great language. React with Redux. Okay. So go back to the homepage, laterally slides, boom, here's the table of contents. Here is the introduction, understanding the master plan. So we got community resources, why tech and programming, why React, why a coaching program, why tech and programming, why tech and programming, why React. I need to do why React. Need to add that one there. So why tech and programming convinces you that that programming is cool, and then why would you specifically learn React? Cover that there. Got the answer. Cool. Good, good. Publish lecture, publish lecture. Okay, great. Understanding community resources, why tech and programming, why React, why a coaching program. Overview of the front-end path, front-end job search, post-hire care. Front-end job search, and then this should be overview of post-hire care and development. Okay, so front-end path, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React with Redux. Overview of the job search is there. Let's go check that. Look, before I check it, I want to write out some thoughts, and I might revise these. Here, I'm just going to put it to do. Let me fill these out, and then I'll edit them if needed. Okay, so post-hire care. It's really just like optional weekly sessions to accelerate onboarding and fill in gaps as needed. Optional development from front end from front end to optional development from junior through senior level, and optional development of new skill sets, including full stack and architectural. Full stack, DevOps, or architecture skills, or architecture skill. Architecture skill and more. Okay, optional weekly sessions. It's not even weekly. Optional, it's just optional sessions. It could be weekly or not weekly. So optional sessions, like, let me just say this, all post-hire care and development, all post-hire care and development services are totally optional. Onboarding, like, sessions to accelerate onboarding, fill in gaps, and address like what is it called when you're like, hey, I don't belong here? Imposter syndrome. Sessions to accelerate onboarding, fill in gaps, and combat imposter syndrome at your new role. Sessions to accelerate career movement from the junior, from the tier 3 junior level to the tier 1 senior level. Sessions to accelerate development of new skills, including full. Oh, I have this written right here. Full stack Full stack has a space or nah? Full stack, full stack, full stack. Yeah, everyone's doing a space. Cool, so that's basically it. Let's go check the slides and see if the slides are looking good. And now this is solved. So I'll close with comment. Let's check the issues. Custom alert rule for target equals blank, maybe later. Fixed tests, I don't care. Back buttons. Oh. I don't know, I've gotten used to using the arrow keys. Do I really need a back button? No, and there's back button. What do I mean back button? There's back buttons here too. Oh, back like if I click a link and go back. I'm not going to do that now, but I'll leave the issue up. Oh, nice. Cool. Why React? Whoa. Oh, because that's my local host. That's okay. Let's go to the laterally slides. Laterally slides. Okay, cool. Understanding community resources. Why tech and programming? Why React? Why a coaching program? How to identify a high prestige bootcamp. Overview of the front end path. Overview of the job search, overview of post-hire career development, external resources, the trial by fire. So there's 10 here, right? Are these the same 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Son of a poop. Son of a pooper. External resources, trial by fire. External resources, trial by fire. What's the delta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 look good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, understanding community resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. How do I identify a high prestige bootcamp? See, look. Someone asked earlier, like, what's the difference between your course and other courses? Have you ever seen a course that teaches you how to identify a high prestige bootcamp? I've never seen a course that does that. I've certainly never seen a bootcamp that like suggests other bootcamps. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, but like, I think it's definitely unique. And the soft skills, right? That's part of the job search, so we'll get to that. But that is absolutely a differentiator. Whoa, it's all caps. That's totally unnecessary. How to identify a high prestige bootcamp. Overview of the front end path. Overview of the front end path. overview of the front end path. Overview of post hire care and development. Let's make sure those links work. Okay. So going back to the home page. Intro, post-hire care and development. It works. Job search. It works. There's some typo there, but that's fine. I'll fix that. Front end path. It works. Cool. So these are looking good. Give that a check mark, and then this is located. Is it before or after the coaching program? Why coaching program? Yeah. Cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Love it, love it. Useful external resources is going to just be external resources. And then this back buttons, I could just have I think that's another option. Oh, we got an update over here. What's this? More comments, more comments. I'm loving it. This is back to the Blitz thing. Talking about TRPC things. So yeah, Blitz uses React Query, but let me tweet this. TN stack. Tanner. Did ya see the Blitz RFC? Looks like an important time to discuss React Query versus TRPC. Cool. Where to learn Python for free. Close that. We're done with that. So understanding the master plan. Understanding community resources, why tech and programming, why React, why a coaching program, how to identify a high prestige bootcamp. These are looking good. Check that works. Cool. So I think the thing to fill in is overview of the job search is like pretty empty right now. And I wanted to fill this in before I click the link, because I forgot what's in the link, to be honest. So we're going to view that in a second. It's just a TikTok though, so I doubt it's going to be super comprehensive, right? So what really is the job search? I want to like open up my email and like check what I did with all my students, but I don't want that to be on screen. So I'm going to try and do this from memory. First thing is like, do have a portfolio. Have a sexy portfolio. The next thing is get skill certifications from LinkedIn and Indeed. Fourth is contact recruiters. Yeah. So this actually goes right here is no, that's the right place. Actually, this could be. Contact third-party recruiters like tech systems. That would be more like enlist. Enlist. Enlist third-party recruiters like those with working at tech systems. One, two, three, four. They will be a redundant check. I like. Let's just leave it like that. Just that's the time to enlist them. Have a sexy portfolio. Let's just say have a quality. Have a high quality portfolio. Okay. Get skill certifications. I think, you know what? I think you do want those skill certifications before you bug the recruiters. Okay, so you have a portfolio, you get skill certifications from LinkedIn and Indeed, then you contact the recruiters, optimize your resume, utilize the Indeed resume rewrite. Indeed resume rewrite. Let's just say utilize Indeed resume services. Optimize your LinkedIn. Boom. TRPC already uses React Query. Oh, news to me. Okay, cool. Thanks, Brandon. I didn't realize that. Okay. Resume services by Indeed. We're talking about that. Then you want to optimize your LinkedIn. Then blast your email, your resume using easy apply services. Blast your resume using like rapid apply services, quick apply services. I recommend LinkedIn, Indeed, and the ladders. Oh, it's just called ladders now? Is easy apply one word or two? Okay, so anyway, I recommend LinkedIn, Indeed, and ladders apply for me. So you blast your resume using Keep track of who you, okay, for each, like, okay. Apply for apply for 2. Do not apply for more than 2 roles at any given company unless instructed to do so by an employee of that company. Okay. Another is for each company at which you apply, find an employee on LinkedIn and network with them. This is supposed to be the overview, right? I'm giving like details. Yeah, so this should move to the, these are the details. To move to detailed job search section. So you have a high quality portfolio, overview of the job search, have a high quality portfolio and LinkedIn page and LinkedIn profile. Have a high quality GitHub portfolio and LinkedIn profile. Get skill certifications from LinkedIn and Indeed. Enlist third-party recruiters. Yeah. Optimize your resume. Let's say blast your resume. Strategically blast your resume and follow up with strategically blast your resume and follow up. Strategically follow up and like apply and follow up. Seven is continue to learn and grow. And then, yeah, so social network. Even outside of social network, even outside of the application process. I think that's it. I think that's the high level. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll split that in half. So, bam. Overview of the job search. Have a high quality GitHub portfolio and LinkedIn profile. The soft skills thing is something that I'm thinking through. Overview of the front end path. Continue to learn and grow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus on growing soft skills and full stack. Soft skills and full stack development skills. Let's do 5 and 3 so that I can have a couple sub bullets on this one. Clickety clack. What's up, Weddington? Clickety clack, you back. Strategically and apply and follow up with companies of interest. Social network even outside of the application process. Continue to learn and grow. Focus on growing soft skills and full stack development skill. Try to work with other developers through open source, hackathons, and so on. And other similar opportunities. All right, let's see how those slides look. I think that gets the gist of what I want to say. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I think that totally fits. Ayo, hands reveal. Woo! Ghost. Cool. So that's the overview of the job search. I think we're basically done for today. Because if I look here, I've knocked all these out, yeah? How to identify a high prestige bootcamp. You go check on that section. Cool. So all that's really left is to like record this bad boy. Sheesh. So what's the difference here? The difference here is we did, really it's the overview of the job search section was the big difference here. Commit and push that. So thanks y'all for tuning in, and we have the slides now. Like the curriculum is open source. Here are the slides, and what is left for me is to actually do a video recording, upload that to YouTube, and that is going to be unlisted, and it will be provided to people that enroll in Latterly, and they're on the Latterly Discord. So plug for you to sign up for Latterly. That's latterly.io. You can also go to latterly.teachable.com. They point to the same website. So there's latterly.io. You see it forwards to latterly.teachable.com. Here is the website. Sign up. You will get the Discord link, and you will get access to the curriculum. So this is the curriculum, and I think I'm going to open up this whole introduction, understanding the master plan. I'm going to open that. So currently this section is private to the paid version, but I'm going to make this free. So yeah, it's going to be free. I think I'll still probably charge for subsequent sections. We'll figure that out later. But be sure to join up, and would love any of your feedback on the content, and just love to chat with you in the Discord. See you later. Bye.